Alright, fellow hunters, time to take a look at the final episode of the day, which is Let It Bleed. Directly following Castiel's visit and the man who would be king, and after Dean comments that Jebediah's journal had no information on purgatory, Bobby realizes that Moish Campbell's journal is missing. Bobby tells Sam and Dean that he thinks Castiel stole the journal so he could read Moish's notes about H.P. Lovecraft, an author who was fascinated with the concept of doors to other dimensions. Thankfully, Bobby already made a copy of the journal, and as they discussed the possibility of Lovecraft having read about opening doors to another dimension in an ancient creatures called the Older Ones, knew something about purgatory. Dean receives a call from Ben. When Dean answers his phone, Ben tells him that he and Lisa are in danger. Ben broke into their house and killed Matt, Lisa's new boyfriend. Dean tells Ben to jump out his window, but he's too late, and Ben is apprehended. Next, Dean hears on the phone is Crowley's voice. Crowley offers an ultimatum. Unless Dean and Sam back down and let them open the door to purgatory, he'll kill Lisa and Ben. Dean refuses back down, and because they no longer trust Castiel, he and Sam summon Balthazar to ask for his help. They tell Balthazar Castiel is working with Crowley, and Crowley's taken two people that are important to him. Balthazar acts blasé, but they can tell that he's surprised by the news of Castiel's partnership with Crowley. This before making any promises to help them, Lisa and Ben. Meanwhile, Bobby questions an avid H.P. Lovecraft fan named Judah about the last weeks of Lovecraft's life. Apparently, Lovecraft held a dinner party on March 10th, 1937, at which he and guests attempted to open the door to another dimension. Castiel got to Judah before Bobby, however, and the information about the party Judah had is now missing. Bobby calls Sam to let him know about the ritual and that, while the original party guests died and went missing within a year of the party, he's going to question the maid's son, a man named Westboro, who was at the time and is now in a mental institution. Without Balthazar's help, Dean and Sam capture and torture demons in hopes that one of them will tell them where Lisa and Ben are. Dean takes lead, and when he realizes Sam aided in interrogations, Sam prays to Castiel for help. Castiel doesn't answer, but hears what Sam says, and he goes to confront Crowley. He said that Crowley went behind his back to kidnap Lisa and Ben, but Crowley refuses to tell him where he's holding them. When they argue, Castiel receives a call from Balthazar and leaves. Balthazar confronts Castiel about his deal with Crowley. He doubts the viability of Castiel's plan to absorb half the souls of purgatory. If Castiel can handle the influx, he could explode and take a substantial chunk of the planet with him. Still, when Castiel asks him for his loyalty, Balthazar gives it. When Bobby interviews Westboro, he learns that Castiel was again there before him. But Westboro didn't trust Castiel, so he didn't tell him everything about the night of the dinner party in 1937. Apparently, the dinner guests truly believed that nothing came out of the portal that created the purgatory. But Westboro, because he claimed that something invisible came out of purgatory and possessed his mother, has been in a mental institution ever since. Just by a picture of his mother Eleanor, dated 1935, and Bobby exclaims over what he sees. Meanwhile, Dean gets stopped interrogating Demon, and he escapes his bonds. A strangling demon Castiel appears and kills the demon with his angelic touch. He tells Dean that he's always been there for him, and that only what's now is his trust, but Dean can't give it to him. And Castiel leaves. Bobby finds Eleanor Visiak in a cabin, one of her safe houses, and tells her he knows who she really is. She confirms that she is a creature from purgatory, but denies that she killed H.P. Lovecraft. She tells him that he's lucky that she's what came through the portal, because she's happy on Earth and is the one destroyed. She's trying to keep the door closed for the last 75 years, which is why she gave Dean the sword of Brunswick to kill the dragons. Bobby warns her that Castiel's looking for her and that he wants to reopen the door to purgatory. He asks for the information about how to open the door himself, but she refuses to tell him, and also rejects his offer of protection. Back at Bobby's house, Balthazar appears and tells Sam and Dean that he's decided to be their double agent because Castiel is out of control. He has also found Lisa and Ben, but can't get close because Crowley has angel probed to the building they're in. The team would like to trust Balthazar, but he takes it to where Lisa and Ben are being held and then leaves. Sam and Dean enter the building and split up to search for Lisa and Ben. Sam is quickly jumped by two demons and locked, unconscious in a room. Dean was fighting through a number of demons to get to Lisa and Ben and free them. As they move to leave, Lisa grabs Ruby's knife and holds Ben hostage. She has been possessed by a demon, one that tortures Dean and Ben with what she says are Lisa's thoughts about them. Dean does not ignore hateful words and throws holy water on her. Ben is able to get away and Dean disarms her, but when he starts to exercise her, she grabs a straight razor from nearby and stabs herself in the stomach. Dean fixes her exorcism and she collapses, as Dean moves to help her. He tries to call Sam, but he doesn't answer. So Dean picks her up and gives his shotgun to Ben so he can shoot the way out of the building. On the way out, they hear Sam banging on the door of the room where he's being held, and Dean shoots the lock to free him. They leave together and Sam highways the car so they can speed away to hospital with Lisa. At the hospital, Dean and Ben sit at Lisa's bedside. She's unconscious, and when Dean tries to apologize for what happened, Ben leaves. Castiel appears afterwards and, without Dean having to ask, heals Lisa. Dean tells him it doesn't change anything, but let Castiel do something else for him. Wipe Lisa and Ben's memories so that they don't remember Dean. Once their memories are wiped, Dean approaches and apologizes for hitting their car and putting them in the hospital. They accept his apology and he leaves. When he goes outside, Sam is waiting for him, and Sam's angry with Dean for messing with Lisa and Ben's minds. Dean tells him never to mention Lisa or Ben to him again, or he'll break Sam's nose, and they drive away. As Honor Visick leaves their cabin, Castiel appears and takes her. Ooh. So anyway, let's take a look at some trivia from this episode. This is the first part of the 2-hour finale, as this episode aired on the same night as the season finale. The episode's title refers to the album Let It Bleed by the Rolling Stones. This episode is Dean-centric. The phone call after the abduction in the beginning is very similar to the movie Taken with Liam Neeson. In the beginning of the movie, Liam Neeson's character gets a call from his daughter. Men break into her apartment and abduct her during the call. After the abduction, when Kidnappers picks up the phone and gets a similar offer. If you let my daughter go now, that'll be the end of it. I will not look for you. I will not pursue you. But if you don't, I will look for you. I will find you. And I will kill you. Ben is really Cthulhu Tales Whisper of Madness Volume 2 when Crowley's minions break in to kidnap him and Lisa. It is a graphic novel that is part of the shared fictional universe based on the writings of horror writer H.P. Lovecraft. As Bob leaves Judas, you can see the video game Cthulhu Saves the World being played in the background. At the beginning of the episode, when H.P. Lovecraft is sitting in his study writing, a short glimpse is shown of what he's typing. It's the final sentences of the short story The Haunter of the Dark, which was the author's last written before his death. In 2.5 Men, Dean said to Ben he would never fire a gun. In this episode, he orders Ben to cover his back while he carries Lisa out of the demon's hideout. Ben is wearing a black t-shirt with the number 67, the same year as Dean's Chevrolet Impala. So I think this episode is pretty upsetting, and yeah, it's really sad that Ben and Lisa no longer remember Dean at all, so yeah. So overall, I give Let It Bleed 4 Impalas out of 5. Anyway, tune in more as we take a look at the final episode of the season, The Man Who Knew Too Much. So, until then, carry on, my wayward sons and daughters.